I remember just like the sixth win going, all right, we're going to a bowl game. You know, we don't care if it's a Poulon Weed Eater Bowl. We're just glad we're going to a bowl game.
A few months ago when we interviewed Gardner Minshew's dad, Flint, and the rest of his family, getting to go to a bowl game was a delight. A few months later, and Gardner is now starting in the NFL and is aiming for a lot more than 6 wins. Our sister station in Jacksonville sat down with Flint last weekend before the Denver game as he watches his son keep chasing his dream.
Nobody thought he was going to be an NFL quarterback. And a lot of people now say they did, but no, there wasn't. There was only a handful.
Flint Minshew obviously was a part of that handful. He saw Gardner's potential from a young age and not just from an athletic standpoint.
He played on a really good soccer team, went and played in a lot of regional tournaments and did well. And they were in a shootout to win the tournament. And I was like, and they won, and I said, hey, were you nervous? You know, and he goes, no, he goes, I would have been nervous if anybody else would have been out there. So, he just always had that belief in himself.
That belief in himself led him all the way to Jacksonville, and he showed it to the Jags even before they drafted him.
He had a really good interview, and I think the first thing he said was, hey, I know I'm too short, my arm's not strong enough, I'm not very fast, but I just went to Washington State and won 11 games, and nobody's ever done that. So, here again, it's that confidence.
Speaking of Washington State,
Mike Leach is a genuine person. He checks on Gardner all the time. I know he was a big advocate of Gardner when people would call about, scouting him and things like that. So, really, that changed the track of Gardner's life, when he got that call, because obviously it put him on a different, trajectory to go like he did.
Flint has been on the ride of that trajectory for the last year and change, but that hasn't changed how proud he is of his son.
People go, oh, you must be so proud of him. I'm like, I'd be pretty crappy if I was just proud of him when he did well. We always praise our kids for work. And at the end of the day, when you get your kids playing sports, you're trying to teach them a work ethic and how to be a good teammate and work with others and how to work, and that'll carry you further in life. So I've never been more proud of any one ball game or any of this or that. I'm always just proud of his effort.
And that leads us to Flint's simple hope for his son as he keeps climbing in the NFL.
Just help those guys win ball games. I mean, that's your job. The other stuff, hey, if you throw for a bunch of yards and you lose, you lost. So I mean, that's what it's about.
Again, we want to thank our sister station in Jacksonville, First Coast News, and especially their sports reporter, Mia O'Brien, for that interview. Gardner and Jacksonville play the Panthers this weekend at 10 a.m. right here on KREM, so be sure to tune in.